Very good evening and welcome to Thursday night under the big lights in the big city. It's the MODUS Super Series, it's Group B, and it is a night that promises to deliver. 5 fine Aerosmiths at the top of their game go toe-to-toe, and this is who's in action this evening. Mike Warburton is a former weekly winner here at the Super Series. Will we be hoping it's the wonder of 2 Champions League appearances in Series 6. Shane McGurk comes in fresh from a win at the Irish Open a few weeks back. Can the arrow be a poison to the hearts of the darters this week? Jeffrey de Graaf played some good stuff, but the big gains came by the by for the Swede. But Group B could well be just the tonic for him. Conor Heenahan, he's the man who hit the first 9 darter hit. In fact, he has 2 of them. A hat-trick could well be on the cards this week. Talking of 9 darters, you wouldn't bet Steve West doing it for a second time this week. He hasn't promised it, but you'll know he'll try. Well, it's bound to be an ace night of arrows, and we've got Mace the ace himself, Chris Mason, up here on the balcony. Chris, what a night we could have here, because there's a potential here of 5 players who, if they all find their A game, this could be electric.
Yeah, they're proven, aren't they? And especially Steve West and Conor Heenahan have both hit 9 darters here, and they both fancy another. So it's going to be a fascinating night to see how it plays out. There's going to be a couple of disappointing players who may walk into some big performances.
And do you feel like it's a group where there's a lot of big personalities as well going toe-to-toe, and it could be very interesting to see, maybe not as well just on the stage, but how off the stage the dynamic goes? Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see how Warby deals with it all, because he's the one that's the more sedate and measured thrower of the whole group, and a player with some pedigree. And I'm looking forward to see how he shapes up as well.
Well, midway through the week, so you have just joined us. We'll show you now the tournament bracket. We saw Ben Robb win Group A in dramatic circumstances yesterday. He won a winner-takes-on match against Steve West, who now is in Group B alongside Jeffrey de Graaf, Shane McGurk, Mike Warburton and Conor Heenahan. This afternoon, we saw Group C in action, and Ryan Finesse breezed through the card. He won all 5 matches, and it's fair to say he didn't really look troubled in the making either, did he, really?
No, never really got out of second gear, in my opinion. He was comfortable doing it. The only one game he was pushed in the final game of the session for him, and he just found a way. I think he'll sleep soundly tonight and come back tomorrow full of beans. But he's going to have to find another level to his play on Saturday night, because I don't think he'll get caught tomorrow. Yeah,
as we have a look at the table, it's not quite job done, but you sense it's almost there. Well, so everybody else, it felt hard work, really, didn't it, if the truth be told?
Yeah, and you got a feeling that the position 2 to 6, they'll probably beat each other, which will be music to the ears of Ryan Finesse, because what they do doesn't matter, and someone's going to, well, two of those 5 players in that group are going to have to beat him, and no one got relatively close to beating him today. And like I said, I think he's got another level to his game.
Right, back to tonight, and let's have a look and see how Group B pans out from a betting perspective this evening, because as we say, 5 players you could say on paper are fairly evenly matched. And look, Steve West is a favourite at 6-4, but considering Shane McGurk won a major WDF event not long ago, 10-1 feels way too big on him.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Shane. I've seen enough from him he's a progressive player. He's a player that is on the up. He's on the ascendancy. And I think that he could be the one that just sneaks out of the pack and catches them all by surprise. But it's an experienced lineup, so I doubt that will happen. But watching him practice this evening, he's got game.
He most certainly has 5 real contenders in this group, and that's what makes it so interesting. Let's have a look and see what the bet builder says tonight. This is the thoughts of you at home. This is an accumulation of all the bets that you've been putting on this evening. Shane McGurk in the match winner markets against Jeffrey de Graaf in our first match. Over 5.5 legs McGurk against Warburton, and then over 2.5 180s in the West Heenahan game. I think because of their pedigree in the past, they thought there's going to be maxes there.
Yeah, and if you look at all the stats available to us with regards to McGurk and Warburton, over 5.5 legs is a serious possibility, but also one of the 2 players has that type of game that they could run away with it, as they could with Western Heenahan. I totally understand why these are the selection of the punters out there on the exchanges, and it does make sense, but a little risky.
18 plus speedgamblerware.org if you're having a flutter on the Super Series night. We're about to see our first game go on the hockey in a minute. We're going to see Shane McGurk and Jeffrey DeGraff in action. And when you consider the group that we've got here this evening, how imperative do you think a strong start's going to be?
It will be for Jeffrey. He's the one that's had 3 days action already. So he should be more than up to speed for this tonight. Shane's coming in a little bit cold, travelled over, of course. So if you're going to catch someone cold, this is when you want to do it. And it'll be a big advantage. Remember, it's top 3 that go through in this group of 5. And I think if you make a poor start, you can leave yourself too much to do, especially in a group of this quality. When you've got a slightly, less quality field where you fancy that you go through the card on day 2, I don't think anyone's going to go through the card here tonight.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens. As I mentioned, Shane McGurk comes off the back of a win in Killarney at the Festival of Darts, winning the Irish Open. That's a WDF gold grade event. So he will be playing at the Lakeside this time next year. But we have him here this week at the Super Series, and he's buoyed with plenty of confidence. And early on this evening, I caught up with him to gauge his thoughts ahead of tonight's action. Shane, welcome back to the Super Series, back here at the Live Lounge, and I bet you come into this with a little bit of vigour and a spring in your step, don't you?
Yeah, it's a lot of things going good this last while. Playing well, playing more consistent than I used to, and then had a good win at the Irish Open, over 600 players, and I couldn't believe it. And to be the last man standing there was absolutely incredible, and then that qualifies me for the Lakeside 2024.
Tell me a little bit more about Killarney, the Irish Open, and that whole weekend. What were your preconceptions going into that weekend? Because we saw you here in some really good form over the last couple of months.
Yeah, the goal was probably to make a couple of quarterfinals. Maybe that was going down. You're talking 400 to 600 people. Make a quarterfinal. You're still in the last 8. That's pretty impressive. And so I took the drive down and managed to just get off to a good start and really good games, solid games, hitting doubles whenever I needed them, and then just worked my whole way to the end.
Now you've won one, does that change the parameters and change the goals and expectations maybe the end of this year going into next year?
No, I just play darts to play darts. I keep playing everything the same, no matter if it's local competition, if it's here, if it's WDF, if it's a Challenge Tour, Q School, anything. I take it all the same, I prep the same, I go into it at the same head and same focus, and hopefully the results are all the same.
Into this week, really, really tough Group B this time around, but you're the type of player that really likes these tests, don't you?
Yeah, I like a dogfight, so that's for sure. Anyway, I come here a few times and I've played in Group C, and there's been a right few tight groups there, and I've managed to come out of them and then get into Saturday night. So I'm hoping for something similar here today, but this is a really tight group tonight.
Well, I wish you all the very best this evening, Shane. Good luck.
All right, cheers.
So here we go then, Shane McGurk in action in our first game of the evening. The Arrow up against the Swedish Arrowsmith, Jeffrey DeGraff. To kick off the evening's affairs, Chris Mason has made his way down to the commentary box to describe all the action in the company of Matthew Edgar. Hello, Matt.
Evening, Henry. Evening to everyone joining us this evening for, what Shane McGurk's described as a very tight group. And I can't debate or argue against that one, especially when you look at this opening fixture here for Shane McGurk. Shane McGurk joining us from Ireland, the winner of the Irish Open. He also won the Irish Classic the day before, a sort of money in, money out tournament. He had the ambition of going and getting quarterfinals. He got one of those on the silver ranked event as well on the Sunday. So comes into this in great form against a player who is here in preparation for his 7th attempt at a World Championship. Jeffrey DeGraff has played 4 times in the BDO at Lakeside and 2 times at the Alexandra Palace. And when that's your opening fixture, that just fully confirms what Shane said at the start, that this group is going to be tight.
First leg, it's Shane to throw
I agree.
first.
And
Game on.
don't win those kind of tournaments, they go deep in them. It's a very well supported event, the Killarney Darts Festival. One I've
100.
attended before. Fabulous tournament in a wonderful complex. And he should be buoyed, but he's coming in and playing against a
140.
player that's had plenty of hockey time over the last 3 days, will be well accustomed to his surroundings, well accustomed to the throw.
100.
He could just use that to a massive advantage. But when you're playing someone who's just come off so
96.
much success, especially on home soil, he must he must feel 10 foot tall.
Well, to win one of the tournaments was impressive, but to actually pick up 2 of the titles that
140.
weekend and then go and make a quarterfinals as well. I was there myself that weekend, and the talent pool there was very, very hot. It was very replica, really, of a
98.
challenge tour.
Shane, you require
Yeah,
161.
I'm just looking at some of the names that he beat over the course of the weekend. It includes Jelle Klassen and Niall Cullerton, Ryan Hogarth, David Wazowski,
117. Jeffrey, you require 167.
Danny Lauby, who we've just seen defeat Leonard Gates at the WDF Worlds.
142.
Lee Cox.
Shane, you require 44.
And Maiden, yeah, oh no, that was on the challenge tour. My apologies, but yeah, he's got a long list of casualties
36.
on his resume.
Jeffrey, you require 25.
Just watching him practice in the players' room for 5 minutes earlier, you can see he's super confident.
$17. Shane, you require 8.
And it's 8 for the opening leg for Shane McGurk.
Game shot on the first leg. Shane
Confident
McGurk.
dart from a confident man.
Yeah, an opportunity missed there for De Graaf.
Second leg, it's Jeffrey
How
to
often
throw
have we
first.
said that this week?
Yeah,
Game on.
yeah, it's been a week so far of missed opportunities.
58. $96. $137.
The other thing to remember about those tournaments that Shane McGurk won is the way in which you can
100.
prepare on those tournaments when there's 600 players in the field. You don't get to just stand on the practice board and prepare properly. You're turning up to a game, it's 9 darts and you're in, and
100.
it is very, very hard.
Yeah, it is. It is brutal. Yeah, with this modern technology where performance levels can be
98.
tracked, you know, it can sometimes be misleading. Like you say, you could be hanging around, not getting any board time for 2, 3, 4 hours. There's no facility to practice and stay at the required
45.
level, and sometimes you just got to play yourself in. But if you walk into someone who's absolutely on fire, it's a toughie.
The other thing to remember is that not everyone's the same. Some
93.
people,
Jeffrey,
like
you require
Ryan Searle, can literally just
161.
roll out of bed and start hitting 100 average. And I mean that literally. We'll just
Yep.
roll out of bed and start playing. Where I'd like a couple of hours and to stay ticking over.
89.
So
Shane, you require 114.
it doesn't give you that choice if you're that sort of player. And Shane McGurk found a way around it. It's tops. Double his lead here against De Graaf.
74. Jeffrey, you require 72.
Another opportunity to present itself for De Graaf. 1 dart in hand.
Game shot on the
That's
second
all
leg.
he needs on
Jeffrey
this
de Graaf.
occasion. Good start to the group here, and it's exactly what we expected.
Third leg, it's Shane to
Expect
throw
to see
first.
not many breaks
Game
of throw
on.
tonight.
No, it feels like it's going to be very nip and tuck, and feels like one of those nights. It's who's going to make the
100.
fewer mistakes rather than who's going to get outplayed.
$57.
Obvious favourite, Steve West, of course, but didn't he go as short as 2 to 9 on win Group A?
He was 2 to 9
55.
going into the last day. Starts his campaign here at 6 to 4. Can't say I'm a fan at 6 to 4. I think there's a lot of value here in the 10 to 1 on McGurk. I think
Yeah.
that's crazy value.
Yeah, I think it's on the back of just winning such a prestigious tournament.
99.
with stacked field of quality players, to make him the 10-1 dog is a little insulting.
Well, just look at the last couple of winners of that event. 2023, now Shane McGurk.
58.
In 2022, it was won by Jelle Klassen, beating Dylan Slevin in the final. In 21, it was Luke Littler.
Good company, isn't he?
57.
In 2019, before COVID hit, it was won by a man coming up next, Mike Warburton.
123.
Beat Keen Barry in the final.
Now a scorecard holder, of course, Barry.
41.
Here's an opportunity for De Graaf, and he's just got to watch that little floaty dart. He's got to be a bit more aggressive.
51.
Not let
Shane, you
himself a
require
finish. The single 18 would
149.
have left him a finish, of course, of 160.
43. 56. Shane, you require 106.
Tops for the hold.
66. Jeffrey, you require 110.
Double 18, his favourite, which is why he's gone the 14 route.
74.
A million miles
Shane, you
away, Matt, was
require
it?
40.
It was a fine effort.
And he's had a one dart in
Game shot on the third leg.
Each
Shane
of the-
McGurk.
opening, well, at least one dart in each of the opening 3 legs.
Fourth leg, it's Jeffrey to throw first. Game on.
Be relieved.
$100.
And he got engaged as well, I'm led to believe. So life's good. What we say about a happy dart player,
59.
a dangerous player.
Well, they certainly have the quids in the pockets, won't he, after picking up those 2 titles?
93.
Highest TV average is
134.
92.09. His highest recorded average, 109.31. Too big a range. And we're talking about their highest numbers.
100. $162.
Beautiful use of the treble 18 there for Shane McGurk. Here comes De Graaf. This is what we expect tonight. Backwards and forwards and big
Shane, you
haymaker
require
blows.
146.
Yeah, great shot at a great time. Although another one of those will leave double 16.
130.
That would have been
Jeffrey, you require
an
28.
incredible 9-dart exchange there for the players.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Jeffrey De Graaf.
We anticipated high-level stuff.
Fifth leg, it's Shane to throw first. Game on.
That was a 13 there for De Graaf. He had to survive that of the double 16 from Shane McGurk in order to get it.
50.
As did McGurk in the previous leg on the 110 effort from Jeffrey De Graaf. Little to choose between these two. Averages very similar.
100.
88.15 for Shane, 88.29 for Jeffrey.
100.
Things separate them really in the scoring phase is the 180 from this man. May get another.
140. 134. 100.
De Graaf looking to mount a challenge here on the Shane McGurk throat.
See him upping the pace slightly. No answer
38.
by Shane.
Jeffrey, you require 161.
Not only no answer, but wasn't able to leave a finish from 217, which does give opportunity to De Graaf, which
65.
is tonight, the night he starts to take them, because he didn't take his opportunities on Tuesday, Wednesday. He could already be in Saturday night. He could have won the group.
Yeah, but the amount of missed opportunities and
117.
mismatched darts
Jeffrey,
he
you
had
require 96.
over the course of that Group A, you're 100% bang on the money. Can he convert this opportunity? He's already had a couple. Favoured double 18. Not his friend.
87.
How close was that?
Shane,
Can't
you
believe
require
it.
62.
Well, if Jeffrey De Graaf's week's anything to go by, Shane McGurk steps up and pops this out.
$42.
Maybe
Jeffrey, you require 9.
his fortune is changing, Matt. He should love this area of the board. Loves double 18,
on the
yeah.
fifth
Finds the
leg,
double
Jeffrey
forward. You
de
can
Graaf.
see the clench of fist. He knows how big that leg is. He had to break throw to win the match. He's done that.
Sixth leg, it's
in
Jeffrey
leg
to throw
5.
first.
Now
Game
it's
on.
about keeping it all together. Not getting emotionally invested.
Well, maybe his luck's about to change. Maybe he's had some eggs or a four-leaf clover, birds,
60.
alligators. Don't just alligators bring luck?
Eggs are lucky.
Apparently so. You must be very lucky the amount of eggs you eat. You got any superstitions when playing?
83.
I don't really think I have. I didn't really get
96.
involved in that.
A lot of players do. I've heard people say they're in for a good day because when they went to the venue, all the traffic lights was green.
Well, that was like one of the things that
137.
humoured you when I did my dart selections, and we were trying to understand why we dig a little bit deeper. And I
57.
said I didn't back a horse called Jesus because I seen them in the clouds on my way to work that day.
95.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with faith, is there? If it works for you, and superstitions work for you, or lucky charms. There's players that take certain things with them on stage, or something in their pocket.
In Barneville, would you have the crystals
100.
wave in front of his face,
Yeah,
didn't they?
something like that. Yeah. Jane bonded well here.
98.
All De Graaf can do now is leave it handy and hope. That flicky floaty dart we don't like, man.
26.
And it always comes when he's just
Shane, you
trying to
require 88.
dink one over. Bit loopy.
Trying to be safe rather than propel and throw the dart.
It needs to be more aggressive. That's a super dart.
80.
Once again, you got to say Jeffrey De Graaf, the maker of his own doom here, 188, and he wasn't able to leave a finish.
100.
Well, that was more aggressive.
Shane, you require 8. No score.
Well, I think
Jeffrey, you require
anybody
62.
expected that.
Too much darts. Jeffrey's going to have to kickstart his Group B campaign. He doesn't like that. He'll
Well,
try and find a way round.
he's going to have to go high. from that angle, I think.
46. Shane,
Give
you
it enough.
require 8. Six. Jeffrey, you
Wow.
require 16.
6 missed darts from Shane McGurk. And you feel they are not opportunities you're going to get away with against Jeffrey
Good
de Graaf.
shot. And the match.
Jeffrey de Graaf,
Jeffrey
who
de
could have
Graaf.
won Group A, although for missed opportunities, says tonight, I am stopping missing opportunities, and he kickstarts his Group B campaign with a couple of points over an informed player in Shane McGurk. A 4-2 victory for Jeffrey de Graaf. Coming up next, we've got Michael Warburton taking on Steve West.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series, where before the break we saw Jeffrey de Graaf get his campaign off and running, getting to the better of Shane McGurk by 4 legs to 2. Stepping up on the oche now, Mike Warburton, former weekly winner here at the Super Series, World Masters semi-finalist back in 2019. And he takes on Steve West, a man who's already hit a 9-darter this week and knows this format inside out. He is the favourite to win the group. Will he stand up and deliver? Let's find out. Matthew Edgar, Chris Mason.
Thank you, Henry. And if it was anybody else, you'd be slightly concerned about Steve West not winning Group A. But he was more than happy and made it known that had he won Group A, he wouldn't have been practicing. He'd just been sat around and felt that was detrimental to his chances of winning Saturday night.
Yeah, he was so close, wasn't he? Went into the last day 2-9 favourite. Ben Robb
leg,
putting in
it's
a
Mike to throw
massive
first.
performance.
Well, they were
Game
back to back,
on.
weren't they?
Mike Warburton competed at Lakeside last year. He's been in the World Masters on 2 occasions.
60.
That due to the fact that he's won 4 WDF ranking titles.
140.
Incredibly. By my records, first meeting between the two.
85.
What samples we have got to go by? Steve West's
125.
running average for the last 12 months will mainly be here, of course. 89.79. Mike Warburton, 87.69.
85. 42.
Still a fairly evenly balanced game. You'd have to give advantage to West on the back of the fact he's been here for 3 days and has had 3 days of good competitive play.
140.
Would be the perfect preparation for a campaign like this.
100.
He, of course, hit that 9 data
Mikey
this week
require
as well
131.
en route to his Group B campaign here. Warburton's been playing some good stuff. He's been playing the circuits and
97.
regularly popping in
Steve, you require 94.
averages of the 90 plus.
$40.
Bit of a
Mikey
lazy
require
last one.
34.
May not matter. Goes for the split. Double 8. And
Shot on
holds.
the first leg. Mike
Well, if
Warburton.
there is any early nerves, you certainly wouldn't know about them from Warby.
Second leg, it's Steve to throw first. Game on. $100.
He's been here so many times, though. You imagine there's not going to be any nerves for Michael Warburton, a very seasoned campaigner on the various tours around the world. He's been down here at the Super Series for 6 campaigns. 5 times out of the 6 occasions he's been here, he has made it through to finals night.
100. $100.
It did have a lot of success and some incredible
46.
performances when this was in its infancy and the players were playing from their practice rooms and living rooms and bedrooms and garages and conservatories, you name it, they were playing in it.
100.
And then down in Southampton.
$57.
During that lockdown period, we had that incredibly hot summer, didn't we? Poor old Jarrah Cole was
98.
playing in his parents' conservatory. Thought he was going to boil over. He did have a temperature gauge in there. It was way over 100.
138. Mike, you require 120.
Yeah, rumour has it he lost 3 stone that day playing darts.
100. Steve, you require 60. Game shot on the second
Loves
leg.
tops to Steve West. He's been pinging it all week.
You're talking about lucky things. The number
Third
8's
leg,
meant to
it's
be
Mike
lucky,
to throw
and
first.
Steve
Game on.
West's average is 88.88.
Well, we all know Steve West's been lucky, don't we?
60. $96.
Very passionate dart player is Steve West.
Not in the best of moods at the moment. He was due to go in Monday and have the
140.
hip sorted out, so he's going in for major surgery again. Second time in 10 years. And it's been put back for a week. He's
100.
not in the best of moods.
It was ironic. On the same day, I got a
Yeah.
notification and a cancellation opportunity
To go in Monday.
to go in from IOP. He got his cancelled.
You didn't nick his surgeon, did you?
85. $98.
Beautiful dart, that. He's so good at that, isn't he? In so many examples this week already. Dink it right over the top, even from another angle.
108.
There's our first max. I'm amazed we had to wait this long, Matt.
Especially with these two.
133. Mike, you require 36.
But that's a great time to hit a maximum when you can leave yourself on a single dart finish.
Game shot on the third leg. Mike Warburton.
Good start from both. Averages going up to the mid-90s.
Fourth leg. It's Steve to throw first. Game on.
He's a very confident character, isn't he, Mike Warburton? He's plays the game with a bit of swagger.
140.
Oh, when you got to throw that good, you can't. It is a thing of beauty.
180.
Well, in the scoring phase of this match, that effectively is what it is, back-to-back 180s, isn't it?
97.
At 180 leave 36, took that out in 2, started this leg with a max.
During the sort of lockdown
100.
phases and things, you was allowed to sit outside the venues and mingle with the players. And I remember a night actually in Germany.
140.
Myself, David Evans, Aaron Beanie, Stephen Bunting, and Mike Warburton somehow ended up sitting around a table together. And we
60.
started discussing about
Steve, you require
what flavour crisps make a good
124.
crisp sandwich. We all agreed on prawn cocktail with a slice of ham. And somehow we ended up getting
99.
onto a conversation about getting
Mike,
into
you
a
require
bath full of baked
161.
beans.
Was this before the dart started or after?
This was long after.
Oh, bullseye.
Game shot on the
Wow.
fourth leg. Mike Warburton.
12 dart leg for Warby, acknowledged by Steve West.
Fifth leg. It's Mike to throw first. Game on.
We actually made a pact that day. And the idea was the first person to get in a bath full of baked beans, take the picture and put it on social media, everyone around that table had to send them 50 quid.
100.
Would that just about cover the beans?
The beans, yeah. Not the place I shop. I'd have a lot of profit off of that.
I can't believe you didn't do it.
45.
Yeah, be about
Would have rivaled Keith Deller's bath of milk.
100.
I get the feeling Warby's going to get back to the hotel. He's going to hear this back. He's, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And there'll be a picture of him in some beans tonight on socials.
Just one tin.
100.
Well, there's a conversation I bet you
60.
didn't think we'd be having tonight
No. Cold, cheap beans in a bath.
with Mike Warburton.
At least you could dip his bread in it.
140.
Conversations that happen on tour.
$60.
Travel.
55.
Not that one. Fortunately, doesn't leave him a finish, and Mike Warburton just showed him how to do it. Players averaging around 97 was the quality we anticipated this evening in this exciting looking Group B.
47. Steve, you require 161.
Can he retaliate?
He'd love to have.
57. Mike, you require 134. 94.
Even begin to explain
Steve, you
how
require
difficult
104.
Dart 2 was in that combination. Needed to travel to leave tops. Gets it with
80.
Dart 3.
Mike, you require 40.
Over a comprehensive 4-1 win and a bit of a statement of intent from Mike Warburton.
32.
Wrong bed.
Steve, you require 24.
It's one of those where you have such a good game and you get down to the winning double, it doesn't go in. You're almost surprised that it doesn't go in.
12. Mike, you require
Well, Steve
8.
had his opportunity here to extend this game and keep himself swinging. But the way Wolverton's playing, you wouldn't expect him to pass up a second opportunity, and he
Shot.
doesn't.
And the match, Mike
Mike
Warburton.
Warburton joins Jeffrey de Graaf in the winner's circle after the first lap of fixtures. A quality performance there, capped off by the 1-6-1 finish for Warburton. A statement of intent performance from him. But coming up next, we've got Shane McGurk as we get to see the 9-dart hero, Connor Heenahan.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series, where Mike Warburton's campaign has got off to the perfect start. He got the better of the bookies' favourite Steve West by 4 legs to 1. Coming up next, well, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Connor Heenahan. He's the man who hit the first ever 9-darter underneath this roof here at the Live Lounge. In fact, he's got 2 of them, and him and Steve West are in a bit of a foot race to become the first to get the perfect hat-trick. He takes on Shane McGurk, and down in comms, Matt and Chris.
Thank you, Henry. Oh, incredible it is to think that the 2 players who have hit the 2 9-darters end up in the same group and will meet in, well, not the next match following this one, but the one after. What's the odds, Matt, that one of them hits a 9 against the other one?
I feel like I should actually look that one up today, because I feel like that's something that potentially could become a big talking point later on in this group, because the sort of
First
group that will
leg, it's
take
Connor to
away
throw
that
first. Game
sort of
on.
performances and results, and it'll just bring out the best in the players.
Agreed.
180.
Maybe. I'm going to regret not looking.
Surely not. Although we said this
41.
about Steve West when he predicted that if he hit the back-to-back 180s, the 9 was going in.
81.
My favourite game of the week, this one. Say it every time we get to this point. Because
60.
at this point, we know we've seen the winner. There's got no more new players to play or join the lineups.
Correct.
So at this point,
80.
I can ask you, do you think you could pick the winner out yet?
100. Connor, you require 160.
No.
100.
I agree. Absolutely agree. Because I think, again, the story's all in front of us here because I don't think anyone's really had control over anything so far.
100. Connor, you
I was just
require
looking
60.
down the list. Of course, Ben Robb already there. Safely into the final. I can sometimes
Game shot on the
work
first leg.
against
Connor
a
Heenan.
player having the 2 days off where everybody else is match sharp, having played Thursday and Friday.
Second leg, it's Shane to
Would be
throw
a benefit, especially with all the
Game
travelling
on.
he's done to go. Very good wake up, fresher and more acclimatised with the time zones on
41.
Saturday. I think it's wide open.
It'd be interesting to know what Ben Robb's been up to as well over the last couple of days because
134.
We see-
Sleeping.
well, we see a lot when people travel over that they end up wanting to go and do like sightseeing and things like that.
100.
Sure, there is a few things to see in Portsmouth.
I sense through that
42.
tone that you haven't found them yet, though.
I found some decent shops, some good shopping in Gunworth.
60.
A couple of my particularly favourite shops down there. You wouldn't enjoy them, Matt.
I can imagine so. I've been
97.
down there. It looks like a very expensive place.
$55.
This one is just beginning to get away from Shane. Be careful. Connor, a great front runner.
96.
And he is completely running from the front here after the first 12. He's got a more than 100 points advantage.
41. Connor, you require
And
136.
are we seeing Shane McGurk come in here now with expectation?
As we know, brings its own pressure.
52.
He has been here 4 times before, 3 times been successful in getting through to Saturday night, but this a completely different challenge. One, the expectation.
60. Connor,
the
you
second
require
part,
80.
This is a group. This could be a Champions Week Group B lineup.
Game shot on the second leg. Connor Heenan.
Oh, in the blink of an eye, Shane finds himself 2-0 down.
Third leg,
Plenty
it's Connor
to
to
think
throw
about.
first.
Yeah, shake of
Game
the head.
on.
He knows. Thing is, when you win a
134.
tournament of that prestige, everyone else here will be aware of it. Plenty of people here went to it,
100.
including yourself, Matt, and that tends to then put a bit of a target on your back, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and he's already got his place booked for Lakeside next year, which
96.
for those players that are doing the tour, I can tell you get the murmurs around, they don't like it.
And it's just been confirmed, hasn't it? We'll start on the
125.
Friday next year and end on the Saturday. You have I've never understood why do it on the Sunday unless you do it on a Sunday afternoon with people having to commute and travel and get back for work on the
43.
Monday. Saturday's always renowned for great days of sport.
I mean, there's been a lot of critics regarding the WDF. I've
140.
had my say on them in the past as well. But you got to say, announcing that a year in advance is the first step of a step forward for the organisation.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've been
98.
waiting
Shane, you
until
require
like a couple of months
136.
beforehand before they even announced it before.
Never mind prize money and everything else. If it's set in stone, it gives them opportunity to hopefully get a
58. Connor, you require 130.
production team and a broadcaster on board. And with that in place, you can then sell the product. Limited to 32 players. It's not
75.
ready to be diluted
Shane,
yet.
you
There's
require
just not enough
78.
quality out there. Put together the best tournament you possibly can.
Game shot on the third
That's more
leg.
like
Shane
it. 14
McGurk.
data from Shane. It was just looking like he was beginning to, well, not believe. There was a
Fourth
shake of the
leg, it's
head,
Shane to
but
throw first. Game on.
that tells me my thinking was wrong about Shane. Was a break back, of course. Also scrap all
97.
the afternoon sessions that are not on a weekend. The opportunity for people to attend the evening sessions.
137.
I'm going to speak from a player's point of view as here as well, because I remember when you're playing a Euro Tour, you always want the evening session, because the Friday afternoon, you think, I've qualified for this tournament to play in front of a bunch of empty tables.
140.
And as a player, you don't like that, and that's just going to a Euro Tour. I can't imagine what it must be like to play the circuit, to qualify for your big moment, and walk
59.
out into an empty arena.
Yeah. Well, it'd be heartbreaking. It's your big moment, isn't it? And we know how important having
140.
that big crowd is for the players. They build off of that. They take that energy in it.
Let's be honest, that's why people are doing the tour, for that
98.
moment.
Shane, you require 124.
That's the main reason is why we're having so many players fast track nowadays. They're playing on that Euro Tour in front of
28.
4,000 or 5,000, 6,000 people in front of cameras on big stages. They're not scared, are they?
A lot of the time, the stages are bigger than the TV ones. I
Oh.
remember doing a good run at a Euro
121.
Tour, put me in the World
Shane, you require
Championship, went to the Worlds, and I'm like,
96.
this is tiny compared to where I was 2 weeks ago.
Removing the fear. Oh, just the wrong side.
$26. Connor, you require 86. $44. Shane, you
Another thing
require
I'd introduce
70.
as well is if you accept your invitation and win it, you have to defend it.
30. Connor, you require 42. Game shot on the fourth
And
flag.
of course,
Connor
you're
Heenan.
for winning it, you're automatically invited back in the following year to defend your title. They need to do
Fifth flag,
something
it's
to
Connor
try
to
and
throw first.
protect
Game on.
what little they have.
Lots of housekeeping to be done, but at least now they're building the house. So
Oh, the foundations are in, aren't
45.
they? Just hope there's some cement in the sand.
140.
obviously we're talking about Lakeside next year, because Shane McGurk has already put his name on that list, winning a WWF gold ranked event. So
58.
even if he
And
doesn't
you're nearly
attend,
there. We want to come and watch you.
I'll be there. Be there.
100.
Connor Heenan. He's done a couple of the events now. He might be looking at the possibility of doing it. And I think
60.
now by announcing the event a year in advance and guaranteeing it's going to be on, I think we might see a lot of people like Connor Heenan think, right, okay, maybe that's a route for me to go.
Well, yeah, especially with the
60.
introduction now that there's going to be midweek pro tours. That's not going to suit everybody. With the vast majority of players still work full time. Keep their options open.
125. 57.
It's a biggie.
59. Shane, you require 144. 95. Connor, you require 154.
Be a way to win it, this would. Starting on the 19s, another one of those. Leaves tops.
Game shot.
What
and the
a
match.
finish for
Connor
Conor Heenahan. Caps off a fine performance, a dominant performance there from Conor Heenahan. A superb 154 finish for the match. And already Shane McGurk could be in a bit of trouble here because that's his second fixture and his second defeat of the day. Coming up next, we've got Jeffrey de Graaf taking on Michael Warburton.
Well, this evening is just beginning to brim here at the Super Series. Conor Heenahan beating Shane McGurk 4-1 with a 1-5-4 to finish the job off. Now, two of the victors this evening go toe-to-toe in our fourth match of the evening. Jeffrey de Graaf with the better of Shane McGurk by 4 legs to 2, whilst Mike Warburton beat Steve West 4-1 in their opening salvos. What's meeting and renewal number 2 of their night going to bring? Let's find out with Matt and Chris.
Thank you, Henry. As the saying goes, someone's O's got to go. Who will it be, Matt?
Well, if you take a look at the initial performance from the players, Mike Warburton stood out by a mile in that opening fixture. Very impressive 4-1 victory over Steve West, but every game's different. All the paces are different. And this one will be a completely different challenge. Jeffrey de Graaf, if you can just polish up at the back end of legs. I mean, he could have been through this already.
First leg, it's Jeffrey to throw first. Game on.
The room.
135.
No better feeling than when you walk into a game and you first start, go straight in the treble 20. It's such a settler.
Oh, you instantly feel like you've got the measure and the
140.
range. Then it's just down to get the line right. Feel like you can pop at least one in every visit. I mean, it is that we had a half hour up there a little earlier. You had a bit longer, and it's just feels like it's on the end of your throat. I think there's a more perfect playing condition, certainly than what I've ever played on before in there.
I'd agree, and for me, what really caps it off that little bit more is just the neutral colour scheme as well, with the black surround and the black carpet.
Yeah, your
100.
perception of depth and everything is just perfect, isn't it?
Some of them are horrible, where you've got like a red background with a red surround or bright yellow.
Or sort of like a box
60.
around it. Yeah, they're nice. Two treble 19s will leave double 16.
96. Mike, you require 161.
Knows how to do this, doesn't he?
Well, he's took it out once already tonight. Won't take it out on this occasion
97.
and offers the opportunity to
Jeffrey
Jeffrey de
requires
Graaf.
70.
70 points away from a holder throw.
The 54. Double 8. 1-0.
Shot on the
14
first
darts.
leg, Jeffrey de Graaf.
He's a little bit more expressive tonight. I mean, it's a little fist bump. He's not going full
Second
on
leg,
Gerwin
it's Mike
Price.
to throw
but
first. Game on.
it's a lot more expression than we saw in his Group A campaign. Is that just a sense of he's aware that this group's so competitive like it is?
Yeah.
100.
Stands the task in hand this evening. Don't forget, if you've got any comments or questions, you can get direct
81.
into the commentary box. Edgar has his Twitter / X app open. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok
60.
at MSS Darts, all one word. Please get in touch. Any that's any good, we'll read out. Well, Matt will.
Here's a stat that
58.
surprises me, and it's something we've not really picked up on yet. Jeffrey de Graaf has played in 6 World Championships. He's here in preparation for his 7th. He's had 4 in the BDO,
140.
2 in the PDC, but he's never got past round 1.
Yeah, that's a surprise.
2013 lost to the Coat.
60.
Jan Decker, worst nickname in darts ever. Martin Atkins, 3-0 in 2014. I don't know if that's the... You used to get Martin Atkins Wigan, didn't you?
Yeah.
2015,
60.
Doggy Dawson, 3-0. 2016, Richard Veenstra, who's getting ready for his
Yes.
first PDC World Championship.
He's a player.
2017, lost to Jelle Klassen, 3-1. And then this is the one that probably
Mike, you require
will feel like it got away in
141.
2019, losing to Noel Malik then.
Yeah. Good ball.
137.
Interesting.
96. Mike, you require 4. No score. Jeffrey, you
Well, it's
require
an outside chance here for
149.
De Graaf, but he's going to need to find a couple of trebles to get a shot at the double. Not able to do so on this occasion.
Already had a couple of big finishes. The 161
100.
from Warby.
Mike, you require
And
4.
Heenahan with that beautiful 154.
Game shot on a second leg. Mike
It's a level
Warburton.
game for Warby.
Mentioned Jeffrey De Graaf's getting ready for his 7th PDC,
Third leg.
World
It's Jeffrey to throw
Championship, not
first.
PDC World Championship, but
Game
World
on.
Championship. He will be taking on Tuesday, the 19th of December at 1:30 in the afternoon, Richie Edhouse.
Yeah, that's a toughie.
78.
Stages, of course, of the Live League. We've seen a fair bit of Richie Adhouse, didn't we?
We did, and I think
100.
Richie Edhouse, there's one moment that really stands out for me, and it was when Michael van Gerwen went on that mad run where he's just unbeaten he's winning tournament after tournament, and it was Richie Edhouse that stopped that run. It was something like a 4-month
59.
unbeaten run for van Gerwen. Graf will be hoping for a change of fortunes.
100.
There's always that argument, though, isn't there, when people see a record like that and they're like, well, he's lost 6 times at the World Championship. I'd rather lose 6 times at the World Championship than not be there.
Yeah, I'd rather be at the World Championships rather than in my mum's box room
121.
talking absolute nonsense about something you've never done. That Lewis Hamilton, he's a rubbish driver, isn't he?
100.
In with your Transformers.
140.
So you never won a world title. Well, I got a damn sign closer than you.
60. Jeffrey, you require 103.
$51 for 32.
47. Mike, you require 141. 59. Jeffrey, you require 56.
Oh, should be 20 double 18. Gets that bit done. I realised by now double 18 is his favourite double.
52.
Yeah, horrid.
I think double nine's
Mike,
his
you
favourite double
require
on the evidence of that
82.
one.
Anybody likes double 9, do they?
I think Mike Warburton likes it right now because it wasn't hit. Lovely dart at the bullseye there for Warburton. Gives him 2 darts to get a breaker throw here on De Graaf.
74.
There's a bit of
Jeffrey, you
air on that
require
one.
4.
That was thrown in the general direction. Nobody misses 2s. Can he bump? Oh,
Game
yes.
shot on the third leg.
Good
Jeffrey
relief.
De Graaf.
That's all that was. After the first leg, I said about him being expressive with that little bit of a celebration. That was just pure and
leg,
utter
it's Mike to throw
relief there
first.
from De
Game
Graaf.
on.
Well, a win for Jeffrey here is massive because, okay, Warby's currently losing this game, but you've seen the evidence in that performance against Steve
100.
West that he's in good nick right now. I feel like too many of the players are going to get the better of Warby.
$40. 60. 60.
And trying to replicate that performance in the opening game, and sometimes that can be the issue because you start well, you come out, you have a fantastic opening performance,
100.
and then feel like you've got to replicate it again. How many times do we see people win something and then feel they've got to win another one just to justify it?
Yep.
60.
Ralph here just has to go
60.
after his own throat.
Was it Ryan Joyce when he won a second Pro Tour, turned around and said, I felt I had to do that to justify the first one?
Yep.
41.
Why? Don't fluke one of those, do you?
45. 60. Mike, you require 136.
DeGraff
100.
not had his scoring boots on at all in this leg. Back on 240, yet to hit a single treble. Gets one on the 17th attempt.
100. Mike, you require 36. Game shot on the 4 flag, Mike Warburton.
Absolutely. No pressure on him there. Finds Jeffrey's favourite double.
5th leg, it's Jeffrey to throw first.
The key leg.
Game on.
The graph.
60. 140. 108.
Oh, he's had all those throws where he's been struggling to get the treble, then he picks 3 in the same visit. Welcome to darts.
Yeah, sums this game up perfectly.
81.
A build on that, though. Big
86.
dart, that one. Half his score.
100.
Oh, so not on a finish. Too much damage for DeGraff. Can't afford any of those floaty darts.
60.
Reminder, this was a leg that DeGraff thrown first in, so Warburton might be smelling a possible break opportunity here. A 140. Stay away from that treble, Mike.
120.
He
Hit
really
the
made
board,
sure.
yeah.
Jeffrey, you require 115.
Might as well have thrown it on the floor.
49. Mike, you require 60.
Well, it took him 3 darts to get to the double.
20. Jeffrey, you require 66.
Well, it'll be treble 10 for his favourite double 18.
It is treble 10. Doesn't like that. You know what you said, no one likes double 9, which is odd. If your favourite double's 18, you can imagine you'd be spending quite a bit of time over on these
57.
nines.
Mike, you require 40.
Never to get anywhere near it. Offered up another opportunity for Warby. Take control of the match.
Game
That
shot on the
hurts.
5th
That
flag,
hurts
Mike
so
Warburton.
much. A body shot off of Ricky Hatton.
6th leg, it's Mike to throw first. Game on. 100. 39. 100.
The 140 minimum here doesn't help his calls.
47.
See, he's still deflated from end of leg 5. Easy to see here, of course.
60.
They just get on with it, son, but you have to have been there and gone through that emotion to fully understand how he's feeling.
41.
Ultimately, it looks like it's cost him the match.
Just completely dried up on the treble hitting here, De Graaf.
60.
Lose the line as well. And he's allowing Warburton just to canter towards the finishing line at the moment.
Yeah, he's being allowed to cruise.
100.
Only a treble away.
129.
Beautiful setup play here from Warburton. 2 darts away from being on 2 victories after 2 matches.
135. Mike, you require
Graf
52.
thinking to himself, oh, there you are. Tops for Warby.
Game
Tops he
shot
gets.
and the match. Mike
He
Warburton.
does make it 2 from 2. 84.63 the average there for Warby. Disappointing. 76.99 for De Graaf, and had that one in his hands briefly. Ultimately, it is Mike Warburton who takes the spoils. When we come back, well, this is a game we've been looking forward to. Steve West takes on Conor Heenan.
missed it earlier on today. But Connor here, he's the man!
Games on the first leg.
He's only going to do it again!
Game shot and the match.
Steve
West.
Well, these two come with a bit of reputation, don't they? Steve West and Conor Heenahan, the pair of both hit 2-9 darters in this competition, and maybe the race for a hat-trick is on. Heenahan against West is your halfway match of the night. Chris Mason and Matthew Edgar are down in commentary.
Thank you, Henry. Yeah, this is one of those kind of contests that absolutely anything can happen. But for Steve West, priority number one is to get a win on the board. He lost out to Mike Warburton. Had a good average, 91.17 in defeat, and did miss a few chances, 1 from 5 on the doubles. Connor was a 4-1 winner.
First leg, it's Steve to throw
over
first.
Shane McGirt with a
Game on.
similar average, 88.5.
$100.
How fitting would it be for
140.
one of the players that have multiple 9 darters on that stage to hit one against the other player?
100.
Well, I don't want to be greedy, but both of them have one.
$95.
If you was a
I can assure you,
writer,
though, I will be able to speak.
but if you was a Hollywood script writer, this would be how the movie
60.
goes.
I'd have it at 3-all, and then similar leg to that of Michael Smith and MVG.
96.
How about a 170? We haven't had one yet this week. We've had a 167. That's been our highest so far.
Well, why can't we have the ultimate 9? 167, 167, 167.
85. Connor, you require
You know what?
170.
I reckon if you ask Steve West, I reckon he'd try to do that for you. Not that.
121.
Oh, with your
Steve, you
mention of
require
170, if
156.
one would have gone in there, you're taking this game to a different level.
96. Connor, you require 49.
For an early break.
Game shot on the first leg. Connor Heenahan.
Lands it. Great start for Heenahan out in 15 darts. Send a message of intent here to
Second leg, it's Connor
Steve
to throw
West, who
first.
came into
Game
today as
on.
the big favourite, 6-4. He's already gone down once already to Mike Warburton. He did say he wouldn't have minded having
100.
a couple of extra days of play, but there's no guarantee you're going to get through in a group like this.
Not. But you don't tend
100.
to panic. Because remember, it is the top 3 from 5. You're never really out of this, are you? On night 1. I've seen it from players before who've
140.
not won a game on the opening night and gone on and qualified and won the week.
$125.
I'm going to go with him here, Steve West. If he can force an error out of Heenahan.
100.
By the way, that wonderful board arrangement
60.
on the
Connor, you require 161.
right of your screen is the boards that they play the
117.
ADC events on here on a Saturday afternoon.
Those events, those vaults starting
100.
to
Connie, you
Sweep
require
the UK
44.
taking over. Everywhere you go now, there's
Yep.
a ADC event coming to your area.
Super League very much on the back burner now.
Game shot on the second
People want
leg.
the
Conor
opportunity
Heenan.
to play multiple matches, earn money, and get an opportunity to play here. Will you
Third
be
leg, it's Steve to throw first.
partaking in a few ADC
Game
events
on.
next year in preparation?
No, it's not on my plan and my list, but I get why people would do it. It's not something against the
60.
ADC. It's just my.
Not on your radar.
It's not my plans yet. But I fully understand why the system, and I'm a big supporter of the ADC system. I've often said that
134.
how many players have gone unearthed because they didn't have the funds to travel
Yeah, or the platform, and now we're giving them one, and
on your doorstep.
yeah, and then you qualify for
95.
here, you win a week, win Champions Week. There's your money to go on and potentially have a lucrative and fulfilling career.
100. $140.
Must-win leg, this one. Steve West.
125.
It's not that he's doing too much wrong. An average of 93.42 here for Steve West. But
96.
Conor Heenan,
Conor, you require
you know,
142.
104.69.
$85.
Skewing
Steve, you require
situation
110.
so well, forcing Steve West. Oh, bull.
74.
That a bit of frustration from
Conor,
Steve
you
West.
require 57.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Maybe just trying to
Steve, you require
create some
36.
inspiration.
Game shot on the third leg. Steve West.
Sometimes you can do something that just
Fourth leg. It's Conor to throw first.
gives you that
Game
trigger,
on.
spurns you on.
100. $45. $180.
First one of the match.
Good time to do it as well when you're looking just to
140.
resist the challenge of an opponent trying to get that breaker throw. Just a statement of intent here for Conor Heenan.
57.
We talk a lot about the 9 darters, but I think sometimes they mask the fact of the player that we actually talk about, because we're always talking about that
100.
flag, that
Conor, you
9
require
darter that he's done twice
164.
here in the Super Series. But on top of that, he's also a mighty fine dart player.
Showing us that
140.
right here and now. The average you mentioned, he's holding that average around 103, 104. The wry smile from Steve West.
140. Conor, you require 24. Game shot on the fourth flag. Conor Heenan.
Steve West averaging 94, and he's just holding on to Heenan's coattails.
Fifth leg. It's Steve to throw first. Game on. $100. $85.
Example of the fabulous numbers in this match.
134.
But West, this must be frustrating when you feel like you're doing little wrong. And he just can't get a foothold in the game. Conor Heenan just keeps hitting.
134.
And when you're in this predicament, every visit is loaded with pressure because you know
59.
what's coming behind you. You're going to get hit hard.
100.
Just when you thought he might have got a reprieve, Conor Heenan squeezes it in the top corner there of the treble.
38.
And he leaves the big fish.
You have to get it, depending on what comes back at him here.
125.
A lot.
Steve,
Comes
you
back
require
at him again from Heenan.
170.
Leaves a 2-darter after 12. But it's on for Steve West for the biggest finish of them all.
145. Conor, you require
They've been
57.
the biggest finish of the week.
No score.
Right next
Steve,
door.
you require 25.
Double six.
Game shot on the fifth leg. Steve West.
He gives us a double Gildings.
The
Sixth
graph
leg. It's Conor to throw
really
first.
starts now.
Game on.
Hand on throw has been rock solid.
97.
West has got to try and put him under it here, and he'll be aware that Conor Heenan will be a
96.
little bit annoyed that not wrapped this one up already. He had 2 darts to get it done. Had a double.
58.
He'll also be aware that he's got reputation and that he's the bookie's favourite for this, and that just has its own little
45.
game in the players' heads because they know they can't afford to miss the opportunities when you play someone with reputation.
95.
Can't get that first dart right at the moment.
100.
Can be pressure, adrenaline, over trying.
And then frustration.
41.
Absolutely.
Such a hard game, so once that frustration sets in, you can't just let it go.
Just won't leave.
You can't call a timeout, and
100.
you end up finding that you just play the whole game just picking out the negatives.
Yeah.
100. Steve, you require 160.
Tops.
120.
Oh.
Conor, you
See.
require 110.
All for a 170. He's now missed. Tops for 160. Treble 17. Oh, wrong side. Now it's a shake of the
53.
head from Conor Heenan.
Steve, you require 40.
Favourite double for Steve West, 3 darts in hand. Last chance.
20.
Conor was stood in the background
you
looking on. He's
require
going to like what he
57.
sees.
Oh, Heenan, I'm sure, would have thought it's 3-3 and I've got a break. Now he's going to get 2 at tops for the win.
Game shot and the match. Conor
Always
Heenan.
had a feeling Heenan was just going to get the better of that one, and the frustration for West was there was an opportunity for 3-3 and for him to have the honour. 89.15 in the end for Steve. A good 93.48 for Heenan. He takes the points. When we come back, Shane McGurk against the inform Mike Warburton.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series. We are midway through the evening's action, which means it is time to get the assessment of Mace the Ace up here on the balcony. This is what we have seen so far this evening. 5 games have come and gone so far. And look, once we got the first couple of games out of the way with, everyone's just really kicked on and found their straps.
Yeah, the two best players so far are Conor Heenahan and Mike Warburton, and by some distance at the moment. The beauty, of course, of Group B, you're never really out of it, and if you can string a couple of wins together in the second half, you're right in the mix. But at the moment, Warby and Heenahan look the two players to beat.
Yeah, let's talk about Mike Warburton. Maybe went a little bit under the radar because of other players in the group, but he's most certainly shown the quality we've seen from him here in the past in winning a week. Yeah,
when you've got a throw of this quality, you're always in with a chance, and when it clicks, he produces stuff like this. Let's not forget, in the infancy of the MODUS Live League, which has now become the Super Series, he was one of the best players in that system at that time. And listen, he's done plenty within the BDO and WDF to show he's a top quality player, and he's always going to be in with a chance, always.
Do you feel like he's at a little bit of a crossroads in his career right now?
Yeah, I think so. He's just come to that age where, listen, am I going to give it a real good go and absolutely go for it? It's always hard when you've got a young family, of course, and work commitments and everything else. It's tough. It's tough. You need a breakthrough. And listen, winning one of these weeks and going on to win a Champions Week will put him in a financial position to really give it a good go in 2024.
So that was Mike Warburton. Conor Heenahan, the other player to win both of his matches, and he won his first match in some scintillating style, a 1-5-4 against Shane McGurk. And he's kind of living up to the type of billing that we gave him at the top of the show. Yeah,
and this, of course, followed the 1-6-1 in the match previous, and it was almost maybe a bit of a reminder. And Conor Heenahan here, Steve West gave up an opportunity. This should have been 3-all and back on throw. And it just always had that feeling, no matter what Steve did, Conor Heenahan was always going to get the better of him, and credit to him. And it kind of had the similar field in it in Steve West's first game, where he had opportunities, just wasn't really able to take them. Yeah, listen, he's just had the disappointing news, of course, that an operation he's waited for so long. He's in so much pain all the time, which ultimately meant that he lost his tour card, he's unable to practice, and then that's been put back again. And listen, it's something that he wanted to done and get out of the way before Christmas, but is what it is, and he'll knock it down. He's not out of this, trust me. Well, we are only a quarter of the way through the group, and this is how the table looks at that particular stage. Right, Mike Warburton and Conor Heenahan, they're both top of the table on 4 points. Jeffrey de Graaf on 2 points. McGurk and West yet to get off the mark. So that is the table. Let's have a look ahead to next week here at the Super Series, because we're going to make a little bit more history. We saw the first ever South African player here at the Live Lounge this week in Simon Addison. What a revelation he's been. We're going to get the first ever Maltese starter here at the Super Series in Norbert Attard. He's going to be joining a list of players, including former weekly winner Andreas Harrison, John Henderson, that he's absolutely no introduction, and Bradley Roos, who the last 2 times he's been here has made it through to finals. He'll be hoping it's third time lucky. Yeah, he's one of those. He's an ever-improving player, and well, I hope Norbert brings us some Maltesers, and there's some left for next year when I return. But looking forward to seeing Richie Howson. Of course, he's done bits on the seniors, and he's played very well down here before. And Hupa Puha as well. He's another quality player. Great lineup, and as you know, I'm a huge fan of Andreas Harrison and that wonderful throw. And up next, we've got Mike Warburton, a throw that I always promote. It's one of the, if you're a budding player or just starting out or get your first set of darts for Christmas, watch Mike Warburton and try and throw like that. Yeah, why don't you get your pen and paper out, do some analysis on Mike Warburton. He takes on Shane McGurk. Hupai Puho in action next week. Mike Warburton in action now against Shane McGurk. It's Wales against Ireland in our 6th finale of the evening. Chris Mason's going to make his way down to comms, where he's going to join Matthew Ricker.
Thank you, Henry. And already at this early stage of the group, the emphasis and the importance is coming for Shane McGurk. He's lost his first couple of fixtures, losing out 4-2 to Jeffrey de Graaf and 4-1 to fellow Irishman Conor Heenahan. Now going to try and topple the Welshman, who's had a perfect start to his campaign. 4-2 victory over de Graaf and a 4-1 victory over the bookies' favourite, Steve West. When we talk about the bookies and we look into this fixture, they can't split them. 5-6 apiece.
First leg, it's Shane to throw first. Game on.
Shane McGurk with the slight advantage of throwing first in this one, but at 5 to 6 apiece, Mace, the bookies aren't interested in
100.
splitting them. Can you split them?
Yeah, I'd be, on what we've seen so far this evening, I'd be making Warby a lively favourite in this one.
58.
I think he's just playing at a slightly different level. We know that can change from game to game, but sample we have to
100.
judge this match on. It's a tough game for Shane to win. You a fan of Maltesers?
140.
Oh, massive.
I do know they not made in Malta.
Oh, massive fan. I've even got a Maltesers advent
134.
calendar.
Nice. I was saying arms have been hard lately, but when I
58.
open the
Shane, you
door on my
require
advent calendar, there's a
167.
bailiff stood behind it.
$97.
We should know better than to open the door then. Shane McGurk looking to open the door
100.
on his
Shane,
Group
you
B
require
campaign, yet to record
70.
any points, but he's 70 points ahead in this leg. Bought himself some time at the back end. It's double 16. The opening
38.
leg, he will be
Mike,
hoping
you
to
require
return, but there's no guarantees with Mike
145.
Warburton. He's already took out a 161 finish this evening. He could add the 145 to the list.
Fancied that.
93.
And
Shane,
there's
you
a
require
little bit of pressure.
32. Game shot on the first leg.
Pressure
Shane
is for
McGurk.
tyres, Mason, is what McGurk says to me.
Second leg, it's Mike to throw first.
You think with
Game
how
on.
well he's been playing of late that it's only a matter of time before it all comes together for him. But in this sport,
45.
your opponent's better than you. It doesn't matter.
Especially over this short format game.
100.
Shane McGurk puts his first tick into one of the boxes, and that's the 180 columns.
Yes, first one of the night.
108.
And that's the instant response.
Testing the vocal cords of Jack
100.
Garwood, our referee, who's already called 15 matches this afternoon. This is 21st game of the day.
Oh, his nickname is Gob.
60. $57.
That was a game of darts as well, doesn't he, Jack? He was having a throw with the rest of the lads earlier.
100. Shane, you require 164.
Ooh, another one of those.
92.
We may see
Mike, you
Warburton
require
start in the same area
116.
here. It's an option.
Going traditional.
100.
Those when you throw them as
Shane, you require 72.
straight as Mike. No fear. 2 12s. 2 6s.
60. Mike, you require
Well,
16.
couple opportunities there to get a break a throw.
Game
You
shot
don't
on
get
the
two
second
chances
leg,
against
Mike
this man.
Warburton.
Those opportunities present themselves. They need to go, Shane. He will learn that lesson very quickly here
Third
in this
leg, it's
fixture.
Shane to throw first. Game on.
Big games coming in thick and fast. Up next, it's
135.
the Graf against Steve West.
60.
It's the sort of group where you got no breathing room.
No.
You look ahead and you think, well, that's surely the hard fixture out of the way. You look ahead and there's another one.
And then another one.
85.
And then another one. And they're all big. Especially when you haven't got a point on the board.
100.
Feel in these
95.
5-player groups, if you can get to 8 points, you're almost safe. If you can get to 10, it's pretty much job done, isn't it?
58.
Oh, Warburton not able to mount an attack here on the Shane McGurk throw, who's doing more than enough
96.
on his throw. He doesn't need to break the throw of Mike Warburton. All he's got to do is hold his darts, and that looks like that's plan A right now for Shane McGurk.
And that was
60.
similar
Shane, you require
proposition that
52.
the graph was in against Warby, wasn't it? He got broken leg 5, and the rest is history.
Check Shane's last score, 96.
Yeah, so the quick adjustment.
Shane, you require 90.
Normally, if the opponent would have been on a finish, of course, it would have been straight at the 20s.
78.
Himself double 6. A double we've seen multiple times this week for some reason.
Doesn't look happy in the background there about
59.
leaving that one, but he will
Shane,
have a
you
bit of
require
time.
12.
Warburton a long way back.
Breakdown of the double.
Game
That's the
shot
way
on
to
third
avoid the
leg,
breakdown.
Shane McGurk.
Nail it with dart 1.
Fourth leg, it's Mike to throw first. Game on. $100.
First real time, I suppose, that Warby's having a bit of an examination here.
100.
Being asked a few questions. So far tonight, he's had all the answers.
140.
Seems to rediscover his scoring boots again, back on throw. Gonna need to
85.
mount an attack on the McGurk throw if he's going to win this game. Suppose it's job at a time. First task is to ensure that he holds his own.
100. $140. Mike, you require 161.
Got him back in the leg.
99.
We are seeing players use the 25 and ball now a lot in that situation just to guarantee the 2-dart finish.
Yeah, I like the
50.
ball there.
Mike, you require 62.
Leaves a combination shot that only needs the one treble to get to the ball. Maybe all in vain.
Game shot on the fourth leg.
That's the
Mike
advantage of
Warburton.
having such a good throw like Warby's. You almost just track the previous dart.
Fifth leg, it's Shane to throw first.
Well, there's just
Game
so much
on.
replication in it, isn't there?
Yeah. Bit of replication in that one.
180.
Just not giving Warburton any hope on the throw. He's so solid with the darts.
Averaging
100.
here on 100 right now. is Shane McGurk. Warby down at 88.5.
140.
Talking about Steve West and Conor Heenahan on the 9. Shane himself was nearly on one.
81. 42. 100. Shane, you require
They start on the
139.
19s.
43.
I said he's not offering any hope on the McGurk throw, but this could be an opportunity for Warburton if he can find a 140 here to play himself into the leg.
100. Shane, you require 96.
A bit more pressure on the 96. Stay there. Double 8. Beautiful second dart.
80. Mike, you require 120.
Just needs the one treble. Can't find it.
100.
Just one dart
Shane, you
away
require
from being a
16.
leg away from his first victory of the day.
Game shot on the 5th leg. Shane McGurk. Sixth leg. It's Mike to throw first. Game on.
Experience of Mike Warburton not giving anything away.
121.
Emotionally invested. Going about his business.
134.
First thing for Warby to do is force a last leg decider and ask a few questions. Shane McGurk.
60.
It's Shane's opportunity to start asking the questions of Warburton here. And a beautiful first start in the treble 20.
95.
He's inviting for another.
He'll be disappointed with just 95 from that turn. But
58.
he's pretty much stole the darts. I'll watch himself here. The treble 20.
60.
Got to think about this as well. Oh, not so much now.
140.
Oh, you don't need to think about it when you're piling in a couple of trebles.
$52.
It will be
Mike, you require
122 points away from taking us to a last leg shootout.
Treble 18 leaves the ball.
97.
Fine effort,
Shane, you require 160.
but McGurk, that's an opportunity, an outside opportunity, which has now passed him by. So back over to Warburton,
60. Mike, you require
The takers.
25.
all the way.
9 for 2 8s. Again,
Shot on a sixth
just
leg. Mike
makes
Warburton.
the adjustment. Takes us to a decider.
Seventh and final leg. It's Shane
McGurk's
to
been
throw
so
first.
strong on his throw the whole
Game
way
on.
through, but how much is this is now just playing this leg, and how much is playing the night where he's yet to pick up a victory?
Playing the player, of course.
140.
That dispels any worries we had.
We asked the question and we got the answer straight away.
180.
Real quality tie here. Warburton chasing down a chance to be on 6 points, but McGurk is relentless with the darts.
180.
Oh, this is brilliant from both players, hitting a 180 and a 140 in the opening 6 in a different order, of course. Who's going to blink first?
44.
Well, the first 12 darts thrown, we've had 10 trebles in the last leg shootout. Quality from both. But this is incredible from Michael Warburton.
145.
Absolute class.
Shane, you require
Sets up a 10 darter.
After chasing the whole game. Can't find the 57 to leave tops. So Warby, we've had a 9 this week.
Mike, you
we can have a
10.
10.
Game
Sure
shot.
is a 10.
Match, Mike Warburton.
Mike Warburton keeps his unbeaten record with an absolutely outstanding leg of darts when he was put fully under the cosh, and you can see how much that means to Warby. Brilliant game from both. 93.79 for Shane, 94.36, and it had 5 180s in there and a 10 darter to win it. When we come back after a short break, Jeffrey de Graaf takes on Steve West.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series, where Steve West is looking to get his first victory on the board for the evening. He takes on Jeffrey de Graaf in our 7th match of the evening session. He beat Shane McGurk in his opening match by 4 legs to 2, before then being succumbed by Conor Heenahan 4-1. Before the break, we saw Mike Warburton make it 3 from 3 of a 10-dart leg to beat Shane McGurk in a decider. De Graaf v West up next, and in comms, it's Matt and Chris.
Thank you very much, Henry. Both myself and Matt believe we may get something a little special from Steve West. There's got to be a reaction at some point. But looking at that body language there, some nights this can happen, Matt. They just don't feel right in the hand.
Like, no 2 days are the same in this game. It's not like going to the gym where when you put the work in, you're guaranteed to get the results.
Not so in a sport
First leg, it's
with
Jeffrey to
such
throw first.
fine margins.
Game on.
Well, we do have time. I have seen at the mid-match interval,
93.
myself and Henry discussed next week's lineup. Anybody there you're looking forward to seeing?
I think it's a really good field all the way through. Again, there, all three groups have got
140.
players of interest. John Henderson. When do you ever not enjoy watching John Henderson? David Schlichting coming in Group B will be another interesting player.
100.
It was enjoyable seeing him down here last time. And
Well, if you're a reggae fan, don't get it mistaken with Schlingteng. Under my
140.
Group C, you know what? Looking forward to seeing all three of them. Justin Smith, Richie Housen and Adrian Gray, the Conqueror.
Justin
60.
Smith can really produce some flair when he's on it. Hoopa Pooha as well. He's on debut.
180.
Of course, a young player that we've all been impressed with and watching his evolution and improvements. Bradley Roos. Good to see him
100.
back getting
Stevie
another
require
crack.
41.
We talk about the Warburton throw. Reyes Harrison has a stunning throw, doesn't he?
Game shot on the first leg. Steve West.
Well, we said we expected fireworks here from Steve West, and this is a cracker of a start, an 11 darter. The last
Second
two
leg,
legs
it's
you have
Steve to
seen
throw
here
first.
tonight at the
Game
Super
on.
Series have been 10 and 11. Spoiling you at
100.
12.05.
$140. 180.
The last couple of legs, as you said, completed in 21 darts. That's just a little average of 143.
180.
Wow.
I'd like to say I don't expect that to continue, but it looks like it's going that way.
45.
We weren't sure on the 180 market when it was over 2.5. It's been done in a leg and a half.
Yep.
96.
People on the exchanges seem to know what they're on about. Look at this from West.
136. Jeffrey require 85.
Chased the treble, paid the price.
45.
West on his
Steve
favourite
require
double.
40. Game shot on the second leg. Steve West.
Well, the form and the shape. That last start was
Third leg,
outstanding.
it's Jeffrey to throw first. Game on.
26 darts for 2 legs of this
76.
match for Steve West. Did anticipate, just felt like he was going to come out and fire.
97.
That's exactly what he's doing. Great players do respond, of course.
60.
Going for the Chumbawamba philosophy.
They're gonna keep me down.
140.
Was a song that was used very regularly as walk-on music, weren't it, on the darts for a period of time?
Yeah. Ronnie Baxter.
Ronnie Baxter used it quite a
100.
bit, yeah. I believe Ross Smith was the last player to use it.
Been doing all right, hasn't he?
100.
Former European champion, of course. A player with a wonderful action.
58. Steve, you require 164. 104.
That is why They go that way.
Jeffrey has just ran into one here. He's doing everything he can. He's putting up some resistance.
133.
He's averaging
Steve, you require
95 and a
60.
half.
Game shot on the third leg. Steve West.
What, the 95 and a half is good. Absolutely nothing
Fourth
compared
leg,
by
it's
the
Steve to throw first.
112.72.
Game on.
Steve West. 11, 15 and 14.
108.
Oh, my, this is just incredible. A third maximum for Steve West in this game. We've had, what is it, 2 9-darters?
96.
We've never had someone hit 2 9-darters in the same week.
$45.
Getting carried away. So easy to do.
It's our job.
When he's just making it look so effortless, isn't it? It's just so easy on the eye.
43.
I'm beginning to think, why me?
108.
I think if I were Jeffrey de Graaf, I'd just shake his hand now and I'd have enough. I'd say, well done, mate, I'm off. Please make it stop.
4 180s and 3 and a bit legs
60.
and a chance
Steve, you
for
require
his
96.
second 11 darter.
$56.
Well, de Graaf's averaged over 90 this entire game. He's been up at 95, and yet he's not even had a dart at a double.
Nope, not one.
And it's looking likely he's not going to get one either. Steve West,
77.
sublime
Steve,
performance,
you require
leaves his
40.
favourite double.
No score.
Oh, it would have been the highest average of the week had he hit it in darts 1, 2 or 3.
130. Steve, you require 40. Game shot. on the
Class.
match, Steve West.
From Steve West after a real tough start to his campaign in Group B, produces an average of 107.36. Jeffrey de Graaf, 91.5, didn't get a single dart at a double. That's the way you bounce back. And when we do come back, it will be Mike up against Connor.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series, and well, you weren't going to keep Steve West quiet for long, were you? His first win of the night, but what a performance it was as well. 107 the average, and getting the better of Jeffrey de Graaf by 4 legs to 0. Next up for us, Conor Heenahan in action up against Mike Warburton. Warburton finishing off his night with this particular encounter. Watching this one down in the commentary box is Matt, and it is Chris.
Thank you very much, Henry. Yeah, that performance, 4 180s in 4 legs. Average of 107.36, and he missed 5 darts at a double. And Wolby here, well, after producing an outstanding 10 darter at 3-3 to get the better of Shane McGurk, well, you'd think, Matt, he is just, feels like he's floating on air.
Well, you saw the way he left the stage. He stomped off, the arms aloft, he was pointing around the room. You won't want to be stood in his way. He'd have been ploughing you straight down.
First leg, it's Mike to throw first. Game on.
Got a chance here to have the perfect day. 1-3 from 3. This is his final fixture of the night.
Yeah, and it almost puts a... Oh, there's 1 foot in the finals, isn't there,
60.
with a win here. And he's got to try and forget that. Heenahan, who has only just dropped the 1 game tonight, he will want to join Warby on 6 points,
57.
and there'll be a bit of distance then between them two and the rest of the field.
$140. $134. $36.
With a flyer there for Warby.
40 leaves 170.
100.
Thinking about that. Be on 19s, but so confident about hitting the treble. What's he done there?
100. $58.
He's got away with it.
$105.
I like that play.
Conor, you require 152.
From a bad play to a good play. We'll be back at 60 for 1-0.
45. Mike, you require 60.
Some strong doubling from Warburton so far. 12 hits from his 29 darts.
50.
Right on cue, Matt.
Conor, you require
Curse of the
107.
commentator. 50 left. Tops is his choice. And that's
Start
why.
the first leg, Conor Heenahan.
Oh, Warby had a chance to hold. Heenahan, who gets the break.
Second leg, it's Conor to throw first. Game on. $140.
Final 2 matches to come. Steve West against Shane McGurk in our next match. And our final game, Heenahan back in action against de Graaf.
100. $60.
Just trying to work out this shirt of Conor Heenahan. Would this be maybe a UK Open shirt? I'm just looking. He's got
60.
certain patches and sponsors on it that would suggest we've got on the sleeve that it might be a UK Open shirt maybe that is.
Yeah, I think you're right. Looking at the
43.
Kazoo sponsorship on there. They, of course, were the sponsor.
My diesel claim.
Yep, that was another one I remember seeing on the stage.
100.
Heenahan has played in the UK Open. Participated this year, 2023.
$85.
It's a very snazzy shirt. A fan.
We all know you're a big fan of the snazzy shirts.
Got a bit of Tron about it, hasn't it?
60.
Could be thinking of 133. Well, there's the 3 off. Has to come off sometime.
43.
Heenan also played in the 2016 World Masters as well, so played in a couple of major trophies.
140.
It's playing a World Championship, unlike
Connie,
his
you require
opponent here, Mike Warburton, who
130.
did play in the Lakeside last year.
$44. Mike, you
Unravelled
require
a bit here,
41.
Heenan. Oh, be looking good. The instant break back. Tonight, he won't be denied.
33. Connie, you require 86.
So he's missed 2 darts in the opening leg. He's missed 2 darts in the second. Is he going to be the master of his own downfall? Last time, Heenan stepped in, punished him with a 110.
$54.
Doesn't punish him with an
Mike,
86
you
out.
require 8.
Was very close.
No score. Connie, you require 32.
Is completely the opposite of what myself and Matt anticipated. He thought Warby was going to have an absolute stormer.
Game shot on the second leg. Conor Heenan.
He had 21 darts there to try and break the throw of Conor Heenan and put it back on his advantage.
Third
Wasn't
leg,
able
it's
to
Mike
convert.
throw first. Game on.
6 darts now for Mike Warburton at the outer ring with 0 success.
100.
Is this a case of coming in maybe with that target of thinking, I want 6 points, and he's got them, and sort of just sees this as a bonus rather than playing with that fire?
135.
Yeah, I think you may have a point. And when you do something like he did in the deciding leg of that tie against Shane, you can sometimes come out and
100.
try to force it even more rather than be content with how you're throwing. You always think as a player, don't you? No matter how well you play, you always pick holes in it
100.
and think, oh, I can play better than that.
But the other thing is, if this, when we look at this as a continuum, normally you'll come out, you'll have a big game of darts like you do here at the Super Series, and then
58.
you get a day off, or you don't come back till the next day. He's had about 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's very true. You don't have any time to
85.
absorb what you've done.
Essentially got no time for that victory lap either to be happy and enjoy your moment.
100.
And if you come out and play like this, it's all forgotten, isn't it? You don't have time to enjoy those great moments.
64. Mike, you require 143.
For the trebles, we'll give him another dart at the double. But he's just over pitching. The first dart going high quite often.
Yeah, an indication that he's just forcing things a little.
131.
Beautiful
Connie, you
leave though.
require
But
117.
Heenan has been here before. He took it out. It was a 107 last time.
97. Mike, you require
Doesn't
12.
convert the 117.
Dwyer. Oh.
Game shot on the
Yeah.
third leg. Mike Warburton.
Well, it would have been a bit of injustice if that didn't go in, wouldn't it? So close on darts 1 and 2.
Fourth leg, it's Conor to throw first. Game on.
No reaction at all.
57.
The face of concentration, but a face of frustration.
$100.
We're hoping that Heenahan opens the door for him.
78.
There's something you picked up on earlier in another game where you mentioned that too much respect between each other, and
100.
we were seeing a bit of that here. Really aware of each other, know each other very well, know each other's game inside out.
96.
Both seasoned campaigners here at the Super Series. Conor Heenahan never failed to get through to a Saturday night. Been here 5 times, got through 5 times. Michael Warburton only failed
57.
the once. 5 qualifications on his 6 attempts.
Yeah, that's a fabulous return.
55.
Well, this is the opportunity that Mike Warburton would have been hoping for in order to try and get his throw back. Coming to the board, looking for a couple of trebles, and again, very high over pitch.
140.
Brilliant recovery, though. Finding 2 treble 20s with darts 2 and 3 takes him down to a very doable 104.
57.
We're going to see
Mike, you
another
require
sprint
104.
to the line. Oh, that's our second
Shot
ton
on a
plus
4
out.
flag. Mike
A
Warburton.
107 from Connor. Now at a 104 from Warby. And he is right back in this game. And we're back on throw.
5th leg. It's Mike to throw first. Game on. $100.
Warby's not got to do.
125.
Sort of stand off and admire his work at this stage. Work left to do.
Starting to look comfortable back in within this game again, and the
140.
averages rising as well, up to nearly 86 now for Warburton. All going in the right direction.
84.
Yeah, all the numbers going in the right direction as well. And the scoreline.
60. $140.
He is second 140 of the tie of scores between a ton and 139. Warby's got double that of Conor
41.
Heenahan.
Connor, you require
12
152.
playing 6. Got twice as many 140s as well. 4-2 in that column in favour of Warby.
$94. Mike, you require 160.
Let's say the amount of treble 20s he hits. I bet he's had a few of these in his time.
84. Connor, you require 58.
Well, he'll be frustrated here. He's done the hard work to get it back. Conor Heenahan, though, looking at a 14 darter. Be more than happy with a 15.
23. Mike, you require 76.
Taking his time here. Won't be rushed into this situation. Knows how important this exchange is.
36. Connor, you require 35.
Problem for Warby, even though he's outscoring his opponent. Finishing, isn't it? 2 from 11.
Game shot on a 5th
In
leg. Connor
comparison,
Heenahan.
Heenahan is 3 from 11.
Sixth leg, it's Connor to throw first. Game on.
Looked like it was going to be Warby topping the table
96.
overnight, winning all of his matches. Be a case that
60.
Heenahan does the business, makes it 4 from 4.
The
The game that's been played in blocks. Heenahan won 2, Wolverton won 2.
That trend continues, Matt.
140.
Gonna be 4-2 to Heenahan.
That trend is to continue, though. He's going to have to start finding them treble 20s again.
45.
Advantage Warburton here on the early exchanges.
We're reaching
41.
pressure point of the contest. Any mistake is magnified.
85.
Sort of signalling there that he's cutting across the body, which would explain the extra 5s that are coming into the
100.
throw here for Connor Heenahan.
Throwing across himself, isn't he?
There's some more 5s.
70. Mike, you require 160.
Just a sign that he's feeling the nerves. But you mentioned you expect Warburton's probably hit a lot of these 160s.
140.
Maybe another one to add to the
Connor, you
pot.
require 145.
Nearly. Right on cue.
Well,
65.
he may have feared that the opportunity
Mike,
had
you
passed him by
require
when he got
20.
broken again in the last leg. He's got 3 darts now at double 10. Take us to a decider.
Right on the money. That dart one.
Game shot on
Oh,
the
gets
sixth
there in the
leg.
end.
Mike
Look at that for a
Warburton.
reaction. Go to a decider. Advantage Warburton.
7th and final leg. It's Mike to throw first.
Reflection of
on.
what we've seen tonight. You mentioned the odds. And went 4 to 5 Warby and thought that represented a bit of value, didn't we?
100.
There's been some cracking value throughout the day here at the Super Series, and I'm sure there'll be plenty more where that comes from tomorrow. There'll be plenty more where this comes from.
140.
Certainly didn't expect to see an 82 average from Warby.
Especially not when the scoring power's not been
60.
the problem. 20 scores here. Oh, a ton
Remarkable.
or more from Mike Warburton. But averaging 81. The problem's been at the back end of the legs.
54.
One of those, if he goes on to lose it, he will scratch his head as he puts it on the pillow.
140.
I had a dozen more scores of a ton or more
100.
on a Heenahan. Heenahan is more than in this match.
Can't be separated at the moment. Just 6 points on the scoreboard.
60.
And now he's offered a big opportunity.
$59. Mike, you require
Cannot
141.
take advantage of that opportunity.
$129.
Nearly the perfect way to end the day for Mike
Connor, you
Warburton.
require
He'll be hoping to return
148.
back to the double 6, a target he's already hit in this match, but Connor Heenahan will not take it out. So Warburton has the chance to be perfect.
75. Mike, you require 12.
2 sixes.
Game shot.
And Mike
the
Warburton
match.
caps
Mike
off
Warburton.
a perfect day here in Group B. He has played 4, he has won 4, he's on 8 points, he's top of the table, and he is in a serious position now to qualify for Saturday night. An average of 83.44, capped off with those tons, 22 scores of 100 or more. Coming up next, Steve West takes on Shane McGurk.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series, where we're joined up here by Mr. Perfect this evening, Mike Warburton. 4 wins from 4, hard night's work, but a good night's work.
Difficult night's work. Just seemed like I hit the right shots at the right time. When we were all downstairs earlier on, we all said this is a tough group. To come out, I would have been happy with 2 wins tonight, I'll be honest. But to get 4 was above expectations, but I'll take it. I just feel like I hit the right shots at the right time, and like 10 darter, that 161 against Steve, the 10 dart against Shane, just done the right things at the right time. Timing was on tonight.
And look, 2 of those victories, the last 2 victories, all in last leg deciders as
Yeah.
well. We're just seeing the end of that 10 dart against Shane McGurk. It was the big moments, wasn't it, where you came up clutching? And what did you feel in those types of moments?
I felt relaxed all night, to be honest. I didn't really feel under pressure, so I was just enjoying it. And when you're in that state of mind, and that's when your best darts come out.
Do you feel like you maybe, because of the other players and because of the quality of everyone, do you feel like you were going a little bit under the radar in comparison to others?
Maybe, yeah. Because you know, these lads have been doing it here, and I haven't been here for a while, you know that. And yeah, I just come in and I thought I'd just stay relaxed and enjoy it. And if I play my game, I know I can beat anyone.
Where is the career of Mike Warburton at the minute, do you think?
In limbo, if I have to be honest. Hopefully I'll get my tour card in January, and then we'll kick on from there. But yeah, I haven't played as much darts as I normally play this year, if I'm honest. But I'm keeping my eye in. But yeah, I'm just waiting for that tour card, really.
Next few months, you feel like that may be the most pivotal of your career so far?
Of course, yeah, definitely. I don't want another, no disrespect to the Super Series, but I don't want another year in, waiting. I want to get on that Pro Tour and pit my wits against the best. I think I'll raise my game against the best because you have to. But yeah, I just want to see how I can do.
So actually being placed in this group with the quality in there, this probably plays to those types of traits, just to see how you are under pressure against people that are going to throw it back at you.
Yeah, well, I said earlier, I don't think I've been in a tougher group than this. This group is pretty brutal. But to win 4 out of 4 in this group is, like I said, it's above my expectations.
As I say, 4 wins and 4 tonight. It's a good job, but as you know, not job done as of yet.
No, definitely not. 100%. Like I said, with the nature of this group, I can win 4 today and lose 4 tomorrow. Easily. It's easily done. Maybe I just need 1 win tomorrow, if I'm honest, but I'm not thinking of that. Just try and win every game.
Well, Mike, many congratulations on tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll see you again
you,
tomorrow
Henry.
evening. Couple more games for us to go. That begins with West and McGurk, and down in commentary is Chris Mason and Matthew Edgar.
Thank you very much, Henry. Thank you very much, Wolby. I'd like to get a player's insight, and interesting that Henry asked me the same question about Wolby, and it's a tough one, isn't it? I want that tour card, and you've really got to go out there and what do they say about hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard? We know he's got the talent. It's all about the application, which is more of your speciality.
First leg, it's Steve
Matt.
to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, there's one thing though with Steve Wester's speciality's been hitting those big stuff this week, and he's sort of
140.
in a bit of a bad place after the first couple of games. He was starting to put question marks up. We expected he'd give us the answers. He did. 107 average in the
140.
last game, but this one you feel has the makings of quite a crucial game for both players. It's the last fixture of today. 4 fixtures will be played by each.
85.
McGurk is to lose this. He's bottom of the table on 0 points and becomes 4 points cut adrift of a qualifying place. But if he wins it,
100.
he's actually joint third and in a joint qualifying position. It's such a crucial game here for Shane McGurk.
Yeah, absolutely.
100.
And both you and myself, when we reflected back on his recent
41.
Killarney wins, he thought they had priced him out of it incorrectly.
I was there that weekend and I saw how well he played. He was phenomenal. He really played incredible darts. 2 days in a row, picking up titles in rooms of hundreds of players.
180.
Incredible,
Steve, you
incredible
require 120.
performance. He's playing here, you feel, for his
42.
life in this group.
Shane, you require 40.
Yeah, I agree.
Game shot on the first
Trust
leg.
me, he
Shane
would sleep
McGurk.
a whole lot better picking up a win here.
Mathematically, it wouldn't be
Second
him
leg,
eliminated,
Shane to
but
throw
being 4
first.
points off the pace
Game
going into
on.
the last day, knowing you could only pick up 8 points for your campaign, remembering that Mike Warburton is already on 8 points after the first day.
134.
Yeah, it would be incredibly hard graft.
95. 100.
In flashes of brilliance from Burke this evening. In a bit more of it here. Only a leg and a half deep, but
108.
more than showing us what he's capable of.
Steve West is our biggest 180 hitter this week. He hit 28 180s in his Group A campaign. And
97.
that tonight, his 6th maximum so far. So 34 180s for the week.
was the Luke Littler record? Was it
41.
64?
Shane,
Something
you require
ridiculous like that,
170.
isn't
64, 65, I think.
I don't think of it that many 180s this year.
And and he played in exactly the same campaign as
100.
what Steve West is doing here. Played in a Group A and played in a Group B.
133. Shane, you require 70.
Big moment.
54. Steve, you require 52.
Well, we know he's going to go 12 on tops.
Game
Top
shot on the
corner.
second leg. Steve West.
Squeezes it in. And it's the break back in 15.
Third leg, it's Steve to throw first. Game on.
And did get a dart for 2-zip.
100.
Steve West is still in a match. As we've seen tonight, he is a dangerous proposition to beat him. Not only have you got to
137.
produce great darts, we've just got to keep him on the back foot.
$140. $39.
He's in a rhythm.
$140.
140, 140. Forcing the hand. Jay McGurk.
100. Steve, you
Shane has
require
been hit with some big stuff
121.
tonight, which can really dent the confidence. That 10 darter from Warby at 3-all really stands out.
81.
Now being hit with some big stuff here from Steve West, averaging just shy of a ton.
They both are.
90. Steve, you require 40. No score.
Oh, and his game's
Shane, you require
slightly off. He's not
135.
finding that tops with the regularity he'd like. Out finish now, needed at least a 25. 59 remaining.
85. Steve, you require 40.
Another chance for Steve at his favourite double.
Game shot on the third leg.
Doesn't
Steve
need too
West.
many more opportunities. Steve West takes the lead.
He'd be pleased enough with the
Fourth
current
leg, it's
scoreline,
Shane to
but
throw first.
won't be
Game
happy
on.
that he's needing a second bite of the cherry.
140.
Very aggressive looking barrel, isn't it, from Jay McGurk? Doesn't lack grip.
Oh, it spent some time in the machine, that bit of tungsten, hasn't it?
60. $42.
Bullnose front of the barrel, but by comparison, very
100.
standard looking setup. Work for him.
180.
Just like that.
80.
Very responsive, this from Shane McGurk, who's
60.
been hit with some
Shane,
big
you require
blows this evening. It's not that he's not
139.
played well tonight. No, he's just run into some good performances from opponents, and he's done some big things at big moments.
59.
Still battling. It was his 5th maximum of the night so far.
140.
He hit 3 in
Shane, you require
a
80.
4-3 defeat to Warby. Match that 5 maximums in total.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Shane McGurk.
Finds the tops for a 15 dart hold of throw. He needs, of course, that all
Fifth leg,
important
it's Steve to throw first.
break of throw.
Game on. 85. 45. 134.
Beautiful switch play there from Steve West, who knows he doesn't need to break the throw of McGurk. That is on Shane's shoulders right now.
180.
It's a weight and a burden he's more than capable of carrying.
Third 180 in the match.
Fourth in total, Steve West with one.
140.
That is Steve's fifth. 140 already.
Motoring along.
59. Steve, you require 142.
And the Gurk, despite the 180, it's what
38.
sandwiches at either side. The 180 is the meat, but the bread, the 45, the 59. That's why Steve West has been able to repel this challenge so far.
58. Steve,
And
you
a bit
require
of a
104.
mathematical error from McGurk ended up giving Steve West a guaranteed 6 darts. He
Shot on the
only
fifth
needs
leg,
the
Steve
3.
West.
Comfortable holder throw in the end for Steve West, despite the maximum of Shane McGurk.
And yet another 5-visit leg.
6th leg, it's Shane to throw first. Game on.
For McGurk, that's got to be disappointing, though. You hit a maximum in the leg, you end up losing it. With a 15 darter where you're stuck back on 159. Have another go.
Fourth maximum.
100.
I was going to have to take Jack Garwood a glass of water at this rate.
He has refereed some legs this week. Shouted in
140.
many a max.
135. 100.
Fine leg from McGurk. He will not stay down. Average tops over 100 now, 101.25.
96.
He's 81
Shane, you
points
require
away.
81.
Going to a last leg shootout.
For the second consecutive match.
34. Steve, you require 170.
He has been hit quite hard tonight by big shots. 170 won't land against him here.
78. Shane, you require 47.
There's going to be a couple of darts. At the
Shot on
double
the sixth
16 for
leg,
Shane
Shane
McGurk, who
McGurk.
takes us all the way. And I remind you, he's been here before tonight. He went all the way against Mike Warburton. He
Seventh
had
and
the
final
advantage
leg.
of throw
It's
on
Steve
that
to throw
occasion.
first.
Michael
Game
Warburton
on.
went out in 10.
180, 140, 145,
96.
double 18 in one. Not been hit with that. The opening turn by his opponent. Oh, I'm going to say, is it his turn
120.
to pile it in?
Real good character again shown from McGurk. Just not letting the disappointment of the bounce out there from the treble 20 affect him. And
100.
finds one with the last dart.
140.
Brilliant again from McGurk. 2 treble 20s. Showing a lot of character and spirit. Will it translate to
65.
points? Here's your opportunity, Shane.
$45.
Dodged one there. He can find a couple of troubles. He can find all three.
180.
He's only hit half the amount Shane has. Steve West 2, Shane 4. but that one could be the most important one.
125. Steve,
Steve
you require
West.
60.
60 points.
$40. Shane, you
Not gone
require
in.
71.
Single 18. Tops to get his first win
Game
of
shot
the night,
and the
and he
match.
gets it.
Shane
And
McGurk.
he picks up his first win. Doesn't move off the foot of the table quite yet, but 2 missed darts at tops for the match for Steve West, to put him in a far superior position to the one he finds him in now. Great game from both. 95-28 West, 98-46 for Shane. 6 180s in the match and 9 140s. Well, our final match of the session coming right up. Conor Heenahan against Jeffrey de Graaf.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series, where before the break, Shane McGurk eventually got off the mark, getting in the better of Steve West by 4 legs to 3 in a high-quality encounter, both players averaging the high 90s. So, to our final game of the session, it sees Conor Heenahan in action up against Jeffrey de Graaf. And watching this one downstairs, it's a hello for a final time today to Matt and Chris.
Thank you, Henry. Our number 14 here at the Super Series. For the staff, we bring you the final game of the opening day of Group C and Group B. 25 matches in total brought to you across our MODUS Super Series YouTube channel and friends, of course, at Sporty Stuff TV. Yes, we do sleep sometimes.
First leg, it's Conor to throw first. Game on.
I think if you're Steve West and Shane McGurk,
100.
probably becoming Conor Heenahan fans right about now, because if De Graaf was to win this one, that would put some points in between you and those qualifying positions.
Yes, correct. You'd end up with Warby on top, and Heenan
89.
and De Graaf on 4 points. The table, as it stands, is the live
96.
table. Win here for Heenahan will go within 2 of Warby. No one, of course, assured mathematically a place
96.
yet, but Warby looking very safe. 1 win tomorrow, and it's job done. He's in Saturday night's final, where Ben Robb already awaits after his campaign
59.
in Group A.
And Ryan Finesse will be pretty much there as well after a perfect day from him this afternoon.
Yeah, 2 perfect days today. 1 for Warby, 1 for Finesse.
60.
Has to be said, done in completely different styles.
40. 108.
Beautiful from De Graaf. The shot and the timing.
Oh, he'd love to get the better of Heenahan here, of course.
42. Jeffrey requires 76. 56. Connor, you require 164. 64. Jeffrey, you
Enough done
require
there from
20.
Conor Heenahan. Offers Jeffrey De Graaf the opportunity to break his throw here.
Game shot on the first leg.
Finds it with the
Jeffrey
last
De
start
Graaf.
in hand, just when Heenahan would have been hoping for a return to the board.
Yeah, he'd have been saying to himself, come on, just
Second
give me
leg,
a
it's
go.
Jeffrey to
Just
throw
one go.
first. Game on. $96. 60. 140.
This is better from De Graaf right now.
41.
Heenahan a bit tight, just trying to stretch out the upper back.
85.
I was about to say before that, yeah, Heenahan does look a very fatigued player right now. There is a lot of extra exertion with that throw.
57.
That bit of a jolt in the action, and you can imagine it'd be quite wearing.
Yeah, a lot of it comes after release,
95.
doesn't it? Almost like the upper body is a shock absorber.
85. Jeffrey, you require 85. 65.
Been a decent performance this from De Graaf, averaging around about the 90 mark. But here comes Heenahan.
140. Jeffrey required 20.
Gives him a little nudge.
Very nearly bust that there. Thought it was a little wide. Gives him
No
another
score.
dart, and he's not able to
Connor, you
squeeze it
require
in.
118.
Could be a way to springboard him into the game.
78. Jeffrey, you require 20. No score.
Well, it's been a bit of a theme of his
Connor, you
week, hasn't it?
require
That
40.
missed opportunities.
Game shot on a second
Punished.
leg. Connor Heenahan.
Heenahan was nowhere near in that leg. 6 missed darts there for De Graaf.
And even wearing a
Third
mask.
leg. It's Connor to throw first. Game on.
Didn't even say thank you.
$55.
This is your last fixture of this evening's starting action. We will be back
32.
tomorrow for another double session, starting 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Conclusion of Group C. This Group B, will be concluded starting tomorrow, 10
84.
p.m. Sporty Stuff TV and the MODUS Super Series YouTube channel.
140.
At the end of tomorrow's play, we will know our full lineup
45.
for Saturday night. Who will be joining Ben Robb? Play for the £5,000.
I'm not going to be
96.
too brave, but I'll go with half the field. Ben Robb, Ryan Finesse, and Morby.
I'll agree with you.
96.
I don't think we're going to get good odds on it.
Nope.
89. $140. Jeffrey, you require 144.
Another. Would have left his favourite.
92. Connor, you require 81.
Frustration for De Graaf, especially if this ball goes in. Oh, the
56.
line was good, as you could see from
Jeffrey,
that
you
shot.
require 52.
Fine effort there from Heenahan. De Graaf. Get that advantage
Shot
to
on
throw
the
back
third
once
leg,
again.
Jeffrey de Graaf.
And you'll be wondering, where was that a leg ago?
Yeah, should be 3-0 up, cruising.
Fourth leg, it's Jeffrey to throw first. Game on.
Here's advantage. De Graaf. Found the breaker throw that he's going to need.
60.
He needs to drive home that advantage. He is now your 4-9 favourite in this match.
59. $59. $140.
Through these spells where
57.
the trebles just dry up.
Connor, part of a darting
98.
family, is brother Martin Heenahan, also a player. We've had a few darting families, haven't we, before? Remember the Palfreymans from
Yeah.
up Liverpool way? We had father and son combinations, James and Josh Richardson,
60.
Aaron and Colin Monk. Alan Dieter Hedman. The Rodriguez 7.
100.
That took a while. I'm tired. Ireland, Bo Anderson, of course,
95. Connor, you
Oh, no
require
longer.
104.
with us, sadly. Never far from our memories.
48. Jeffrey, you require 170. 134. Connor, you require 56.
Is it too late?
$36. Jeffrey, you
Maybe
require
not.
36.
Some trouble with this week, and he keeps leaving it.
Game shot on the fourth
Wow.
flag. Jeffrey de Graaf.
Squeaks it in for a 3-1 lead.
Fifth flag, it's Connor to throw first. Game on.
He's a leg away. Jeffrey de Graaf from leaving
41.
the live lounge here in Portsmouth on his 4th day of action. The first day of action here in Group B with a 2-point advantage over Steve West and Shane McGurk, who are currently sat
58.
in positions 4 and 5 with just 2 points on the board. They will play each other in their first fixture tomorrow
100.
in a must-win clash for both. Steve West was the 6-4 favourite to win the group. Maybe a couple of points outside of even a qualifying position.
59.
Something which was warned upon people at the start of this group about how competitive these 5 players will be with each other throughout the
87.
campaign. We are in the early hours of the morning here, 1:10 in the morning in the UK. Players looking for
60.
one last big push here to try and get them over the line.
$99. $100.
At the first treble of the leg for de Graaf. He's not out of touch.
54.
What he'd do for 140 here.
$100. Connor, you require 120.
Be a little bit awkward that for Heenahan. A fantastic treble 20 there.
100.
Not able to get the tops.
Jeffrey, you require 124.
So de Graaf. There was a match-winning opportunity, but he's got nowhere near it.
40. Connor, you require 20.
Heenahan has the chance to extend the game.
Game shot on the fifth flag. Connor Heenahan.
This is the leg for Heenahan where he wants to hit big. He'll be looking at 15
Sixth
or
flag.
less.
It's Jeffrey to throw first. Game on.
De Graaf, whose story of the week so far has been that of missed
56.
opportunities, will not want this one to sail in by as well.
$93.
Beautiful first start from de Graaf.
137.
2 trebles there, correcting the trebleless visit of the opening exchange.
135.
Connor Heenahan getting a second wind.
$42. 39.
Just taking a moment to Graf. Trying not to let the emotion run away with the situation, staying in control.
58.
Connor rapidly running out of time. Beautiful first start, opens up the bed.
100.
Be disappointing for Connor, would have expected at least a 140.
$180. Connor, you require 134. $94.
He sets it up,
Jeffrey, you require 28.
but he's now got to stand back and hope that Jeffrey de Graaf is unable to hit the double 14. Two lovely darts on the wire here. Just a little step to the right to open up the bed.
No
And
score.
somehow,
Connor,
he's
you
managed to
require
put those
40.
between the two darts. Almost magic trick like there from Jeffrey de Graaf.
$35.
And you would have been thinking
Jeffrey,
it's the
you
same
require
old story
28.
again. Missed opportunities. Played his Group A campaign on Tuesday and Wednesday. 6 points passed him by.
Game shot and the match.
And he will
Jeffrey
not
de Graaf.
make the same mistake again. Jeffrey de Graaf gets a second chance, a reprieve here in Group B. And he gets over the line, takes his tally up to 4 points. He's now 2 points clear of Steve West and Shane McGurk. He'll be back tomorrow where we'll be opening up against Conor Heenahan for a Group B finale. But as it stands, Jeffrey de Graaf is currently in a provisional place.
Yeah, and that must have felt like opportunity missed in that final game there for Conor Heenahan, you'd say.
Yeah, but I suppose Jeffrey de Graaf could say that about his whole week. He's carved out opportunities and it's just not gone his way. So maybe that's just a little bit of karma for him.
Yeah, so as I say, for Jeffrey, we saw in Group A he missed opportunities, and tonight it felt like a bit of a retribution job.
Yeah, I think it was just about rescuing the situation that last match. That's put him in a totally different position than what he was in prior to it. We've got a chasing pack, and it's going to make tomorrow night super interesting.
Yeah, let's have a look and see what happened tonight. These are the results from the 10 games. So, you'd say that 10 games come and gone this evening, and as far as Mike Warburton was concerned, it was the perfect night for him.
Yeah, very much like Ryan Finesse this afternoon, but in a slightly different style. Warby was fabulous at times tonight, and his game looks in a real good place. He seems in a good place, nice and relaxed, confident. He's obviously been working hard at his game coming into this week, and he's reaped the rewards.
His timing was on point, wasn't it, this evening, especially in those last leg decides, particularly against Shane McGurk when he hit that 10-darter.
Yeah, that was a fabulous game, and we were beginning to fear the worst for Shane, and then, well, this was something special. A 180, a 140, the 145 to leave 36, and pops a double 18 for a 10 for the match. I mean, they're great at any time. Never mind when you're up against it and having to find something special. That's when you know a player is confident and has plenty of form about him.
Yeah, here we go. This is Warburton sealing the match. Double 18, floor of 10 to get the better of McGurk by 4 legs to 3. His final 2 matches being won in last leg deciders. And you can see what it meant there for Mike Warburton, pumped up and ready for the occasion. So that was Mike Warburton's night. As far as Conor Heenahan is concerned, decent enough night, but it felt like he would have left points out there.
Yeah, a bit of a mixed bag for him, but he's been away a while, hasn't he? He's not been back for the last series, from my recollection, and I think he'll be just pleased to get up there, just sort of go through the motions tonight. I think he'll qualify tomorrow. I think he's got enough in the locker, and there was certainly evidence tonight that his game's not far off top gear.
Steve West, 1 win tonight, but I tell you what, that win was a bit special.
Yeah, and he probably feel hard done by in the other matches that he lost, really. They just didn't get going out of the blocks, didn't look particularly happy. As I explained in comms, I had the disappointment of waiting a lot of years for an operation, only to get it cancelled again after making plans to have it done. Hopefully, it's done in a week's time and it doesn't get cancelled again. But you could tell his mind wasn't quite on the job, and I think that third match of the night was more frustration than anything else. But it was a fabulous performance, 107.36.
Yeah, so Steve West won victory. This is how the table correlates then at the end of play. Warburton top of the pile on 8 points. Heenahan de Graaf both on 4. West and McGurk both on 2 points. So set up quite nicely for a dramatic ending tomorrow, mate. Thank you for your company today.
Pleasure.
Enjoyed your company for
Yeah,
we've had
13 hours. It's great, isn't it?
And at that point, I've cracked. Right, we'll see you in the morning. Take care. Bye-bye.